We have no idea. I mean, that was Homeland Security Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas once again refusing to call the border surge a crisis. Presidential hopeful Nikki Haley is headed to the border today with Texas Congressman Tony Gonzalez. She'll be the first 2024 candidate to tour the border during the election cycle. Of course, President Trump has been there many times. Meanwhile, migrant hotels in New York City are becoming dangerous. An Albanian immigrant working at the NYMA hotel is now suing the city after she says she was assaulted by a female migrant who was sheltered there. Liz, your reaction?
Well, the whole situation is dangerous, Maria, and it has been for 2 years now. I firmly believe, and I have written a story about Alejandro Mayorkas being impeached. Articles of impeachment were brought against him in August of 2021 for basically not complying with the law. The law says we are supposed to have operational control of the border. He has told Congress that's what we have. We clearly do not have that. And the ramifications are profound, not just in terms of crime. This incident in New York City, I am sure, is going to be the tip of the iceberg, because we have millions of people in this country now basically unaccounted for, that we don't even know who they are. And they're now all over the country. But it's also an economic risk, Maria. People in New York and Philadelphia and Chicago are paying tens of millions of dollars to support an entire population that has been foisted upon us through no fault of our own, no interest in our own. And we're offering them free medical care, free housing, free schooling in some places, even free college. It's absurd. It's abhorrent. Mayorkas should be impeached.
Yeah, and, you know, I spoke with Dan Patrick, the lieutenant governor of Texas, on Sunday Morning Futures yesterday, and raised the issue of all of these Chinese nationals now coming into the country. You know, John, it was largely the Northern Triangle where migrants were coming to travel through Mexico into America. That's Venezuela, Guatemala, places like that. But now the Chinese nationals are paying the Border Patrol, paying the drug cartels, rather, $35,000 to $50,000 a head. $35,000 to $50,000 a head, I'm told. And the numbers are rising rapidly in the Rio Grande area. Here's what Dan Patrick said about that.
He's totally incompetent, Maria, to not know what those wristbands are. A Border Patrol agent, the first day on the job, knows what those are. Secondly, remember, this is all part of the Biden plan. This is the leftist infiltration of America by allowing us to be invaded, not by an armed army, but an army of people that include terrorists, that include criminals, sex offenders.
And, John, that was on the heels of the exchange between Ted Cruz and Mayorkas, where Mayorkas did not even know what the wristbands were. Anybody who's been to the border knows what those wristbands are. The drug cartels put the wristbands on migrants' wrists so that they could follow up and get money from them later.
Yeah, that's right. You help out the drug cartels, and we get more fentanyl and more fentanyl-related deaths in the United States. How very, very sad. It's like the Democratic Party thinks they have the power to decide which laws will be obeyed and which laws we can just disregard entirely. This is a dangerous situation where you are breeding disrespect for the law. Who knows where it goes ahead and ends. And as you stated earlier, we don't know who's coming into this country. You have people that are not from Central America or South America. They're from China. They're getting entry into this country by way of, as you mentioned, these drug cartels that are basically creating a lot of problems for families with fentanyl.
Yeah, for sure.